Please know all these shortcuts are in Midnight Mario Kart version 1.2. Thank you. Don't come crying at me going, Lemon Milk, these shortcuts are working in 1.3. I know. They could change up. I know. But I needed to release this video anyway. So here you go. Have you ever wanted to do this? Or how about this? Well, you're in luck, because today we're going through the top 15 most broken shortcuts in Mario Kart Wii Midnight. I kid you not, these shortcuts literally break the game. Again, massive props to Mario for making this mod. It's absolutely incredible. If you want to go play this mod, I'll have a link down below. I posted a video on why you should get Midnight Mario Kart if you want to go see that. But yeah, without further ado, let's just go ahead and just get straight into the video. Okay, for anyone who doesn't know, there's this thing on Midnight Mario Kart that's different from CTGP. It's called slow falling. Kind of as the name implies, whenever you're on slow falling, you like float basically. It's the complete opposite of fast falling on 200cc where you're able to just fast fall. Now they have this thing called slow falling where you're able to float for a long amount of time. This has created some completely whack and crazy shortcuts that are just completely insane. So yeah, let's just start with the first one. Number 15, N64's Troopa Beach. As you can probably see from the freaking eyeballs that you have in your noggin, I'm pretty sure that you saw that it's shroomless now. So I don't understand why everyone keeps just going the other way. So this is just in here for like awareness. Pretty easy. All you gotta do is just trick and lean back at the same time and you'll make that. Number 14, Gender Flyway. Again, look how easy that is, and yet it saves so much time. Again, all you're really just gonna need to do is just drift into that little tiny patch you see up there, hit that, and then you're good. To go even faster, you can lean down, that way you fast fall into it. But yeah, that's basically it. I don't even know why I'm here. Number 13, GCN Rainbow Road. Now that they've implemented slow falling into this game, the GCN Rainbow Road shortcut is just free now. All you need to do is just tilt your character a little bit to the right, lean backwards while tricking, and you've got it. You don't even need a shroom. They had to have made this part of it because you don't even get hit by the wall, you just float off it. Number 12, Acid Cliffs. This shortcut's relatively pretty simple. The first thing you're gonna wanna do is drift left until you get one of those like little blue spark thingies, you know? Then once you've done that, you're gonna wanna drift hard right until you've crossed over that little red section that you see on the screen. Once you've done that, keep the drift button hold down, and you're also gonna want to lean backwards. If you keep the drift button down and you lean backwards, you're gonna make it. The only way you don't make this is if you just drift bad. Now on the screen for the second one, you saw that I used a mushroom. You don't actually need a mushroom to do it, and it's a bad habit, so don't use a mushroom. This one's even more simple, okay? All you need to do is just drift the way you see me drifting on there and lean backwards. That's it. Once you've done that, you've made that ultra cut. Number 11, Blizzard's Rise. Okay, can we just appreciate how cool of a course this is? Ha, it's cool in a frozen place. Anyway, the shortcut is actually really simple. I didn't realize this until just now, but you don't even need a shroom to do it. You just need to start on the right side of the track, drift hard left, and then trick and lean backwards. That's it. That's all you gotta do. If you don't make it, that's on you. I don't know what else to tell you. Number 10, Sandcastle in the Sky. In order to do this shortcut, you're going to need to make sure that you're on the right side of the road. If you try and do this without a shroom, it is going to take ages, so I would recommend doing it with a shroom. Now, once you're on the right side, you're going to need to drift and shroom at the same time. When you get to the first trick, all you're going to need to do is just fast fall back down. Now, for that second part, use a shroom, alright? You're going to want to wheelie, and you're also going to want to trick at the same time when you get to that top section. Finally, you're just gonna need to lean backwards and you should be good. If you angled it correctly, you'll make it. Number 9, Morphing Wilderness. Holy freaking balls. Are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? I just jumped over half the map and it worked. Just a heads up, this only works in time trial. Do not do this worldwide. There is something that protects it from doing this in worldwides. But still, for something so easy, it is absolutely ridiculous you can do this. So I'm guessing you probably want to know how to do it. So because of the way the course is designed, anytime you use a shroom and you lean backwards, you go flying. You go flying in the air. All you need to do to get this to actually work is just make sure to line yourself up so that you go flying across that rock. And that's it. You just lean backwards. Shroom, wheelie, and lean backwards. And as long as your line is correct, it doesn't matter. You will make this 100%. It is absolutely busted. It is crazy. Number 8, Toxic Mushroom Falls. As you can probably see, this one isn't as much of a shortcut as it is just an Easter egg. Like, even though it's not a shortcut, I had to put this in the video because it's so cool to have something like this added into something. Now, in order to get this shortcut, all you're gonna need to do is go to the third mushroom that you see me going on right now. You're gonna need to use a mushroom and you're gonna need to trick, alright? Once you do all 3 of those at the same time, if you're angled it correctly, you should be able to make that. It may take a couple tries to get it properly. Yeah, it's kind of hard. But yeah, once you've made it up there, you just follow the yellow brick road. There's literally invisible walls, so you can't just avoid it. And yeah, you'll go through it. Number 7, GBA Snowland A. So for that first shortcut, you're just gonna need to drift in between those 2 first trees with a mushroom. Try not to drift too tight because you'll hit that house otherwise and you'll go flying in the air. Depending on the bounce, you may get a little bit of off-road debuff, but it's still way worth it. Now for the second cut, that is my personal favorite. I absolutely adore this one. The cool thing about it is you don't even need to drift outside. You can just go straight inside and be good. In order to do this shortcut, you're gonna need to be able to use your mushroom and drift onto the frontmost side of the house. I know it looks very confusing and super whack, but trust me, it is consistent once you get it down. Now the third shortcut's even simpler than the other 2. For this one, you're just gonna need to boost onto the house in an angle where you get back on the road. Just make sure you don't cross the finish line while you're in the air, because for some weird reason the checkpoint is kind of whack and you might not get a lap count for it. So yeah, just be on the safe side. Number 6, N64's Frappe Snowland. To be completely honest, this was the first shortcut I actually ever learned on Mario Kart Midnight. It's very consistent once you get it down. It's just getting it down that's the difficult part. So for that first shortcut, the first thing you're gonna need to do is you're gonna need to line yourself up like you see on my screen. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to aim for like the most smallest part of that zipper that's possible without messing up. Once you've hit that zipper, you're gonna want to drift into it and not trick. If you get it correctly, it should just like zip you in like a really weird direction, but it will work because it helps you in the long run. Cool. Okay, anyways, the second one is the more crazy one of the two. For the second one, do you see where that fence is kind of raised up a little bit? Yeah, you can phase right through that. All you're gonna need to do is just use a mushroom and drift into that section that you see right there. Once you've made it past there, you're gonna wanna drift to the right now until you've made it inside that fence section. Now that you've made it inside that fence section, you're gonna need to go a little bit more forward. You'll see that there's a couple lines that I go to. If you don't go that far, what will happen is that the lap won't count because you'll miss a checkpoint. So you need to make sure that you go a little bit forward. And once you get to that point, you're gonna want to shroom to the left, do like an epic drift. You go straight through the wall, and yeah, it will count the lap. Number 5, Luminous Clouds. Finally, we get to a hard one. A quick side note before we start, just to let you know, you can only use this on lightweights. So don't try and use this on medium, don't try and use this on heavy, you're not gonna make it. In order to make this, you're gonna need to go to the very far right, and you're gonna need to make a hard left drift. What you're aiming for is, you see that little crick where both of those things end? Yeah, that's where you're aiming for. Once you've lined yourself up, the first thing you're gonna need to do is use a mushroom and trick at the same time while leaning backwards. The landing's gonna be quite rough because you don't exactly know where you're gonna land. Just be prepared to drift to the left no matter where you land, because that's the place you're gonna go next. Number 4, Northern Heights. So for the first shortcut, you're just going to need to line yourself up with the cannon, press the mushroom button, and then lean backwards, and it's an instant make. No, you can't make this without a shroom, so don't try. I've tried it before, it does not work. Now for the second one, there's plenty of different angles to do this. The easiest one for me was to go to the very, very far left. You're going to want to shroom, lean backwards, and then land right on that corner piece you're seeing right now. Once you made it to that point, you want to stay as close in the middle as possible. You don't want to get too high and you don't want to get too low because you'll fall off. Then you just keep tricking and eventually you'll make it to the end of it. Now for the final shortcut, this one took me a little bit of time to do. You don't actually need a shroom to do it, but if you want to use a shroom, then definitely you can. For this one, you're going to want to take a far left turn first, right? Then you're going to want to drift inside going right until you get a mini turbo. Once you get the mini turbo, you're going to want to use it and wheelie at the same time while leaning backwards. If you do all of it at the same time properly, you'll do that jump. Number 3, RMX Donut Plains 1. This one completely capitalizes on the drifting / slow falling mechanism. Out of all the shortcuts on this, this is probably the most random one. It's very difficult to get this one consistently. Now, if you do want to try it and you're kind of crazy like me, what you want to do is you want to go as far left as possible on that left lily pad. Let that lily pad bounce you up once, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to drift on the second lily pad, plus use a mushroom. While doing all this, you're going to also want to tilt back, and it should make you go flying in the air. I personally wouldn't recommend tricking because you get too much air time at that point and you don't make up any time. Now for the second one, basically the exact same thing except for you're going to use your mushroom before you actually hit the lily pad. That, and you're also drifting on the left side too. Again, you may need to brake once you get there depending on how tight your lines are. I would only recommend doing this if you're on mock bike. Funky Kong Flame Runner is near impossible. Number 2, Redwood Village. This one is by far the hardest set of shortcuts to do in the game. If you do not have this at peak accuracy, 100% accuracy, you are gonna fall off. I kid you not, it took me about 3 hours to get this entire thing set up. But if you are crazy and you have been practicing some time trials on it, this is the method of how to get it properly. So for that first shortcut, the first step is to make sure you are on the left side of the road. You have about half a second to make sure that you turn at the right time, or else you will fall off. You're gonna want to turn right, like a hard right, once you get into that position you see on my screen. Perfect, now you've made it onto the log. But hey, it's not done yet, and if you do one bad move, you're gonna fall off again. So now, trying to balance on a tightrope, you need to get onto the right side. A lot of people, they have issues where they go in too early and they fall off because of it. You need to make sure that you wait a little bit and then turn to the left at the perfect time. If you don't, you just fall off. But yeah, once you get onto the second section, you just need to drift to the left and you're good. Now the second shortcut is by far the easiest. All you're just gonna need to do is just drift to the right at the right time and then fast fall the entire way. Cool thing about these logs is you're able to trick off them. So once you get on that log, just trick off of it and fast fall down. And finally, the mother frickin' third one. Oh my god. I don't know if you see the way I do it, but you need to be drifting to the left when you get on that speed boost, and then you need to hop to the right onto those logs. Like, yeah. Then once you get on those logs, you have to make sure that you trick in an outside formation while drifting. That way you don't bang off the top one. And finally, once you get up to that top log, you need to make sure that you lean back while you're drifting to make sure you get just enough height to be able to reach the top. This is actually insane. Number 1, Choco River. Okay, so you know how I just said that Redwood Forest had the hardest shortcuts? Yeah, I kinda lied. I would never recommend doing this ever in a worldwide. Unless it's 200cc, then you might be able to pull it off, but oh my god. I was practicing this for a long time, I finally got it, but yeah, it took a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. If you really want to do this one, and you want to try it and see if you can make it, like you're down by a lot of time anyway, here's what you can do, alright? So, what you're wanting to do is you're wanting to position yourself so that you don't actually get caught by the chute, but you get caught by the speed boost still. If you can see my character is leaning a little bit outside. Also, just know this only works on lightweight / bullet bike, so you need to make sure that you have that. The best way I can explain it is you're just gonna want to use a mushroom, trick, and lean back all at the same time. If you get lucky, you'll be able to hit off of the little sandwich, ice cream sandwich, and it'll bounce you in an awkward position to the point where you will be able to make that shortcut. Again, on 200cc, it's a lot better because you can actually just make it fully out. But yeah, the only time you should ever do this is if you're insane or you're behind by a lot. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the top 15 broken shortcuts in Mario Kart Midnight. Again, if you're watching right now, I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate all the support that's been coming to me recently. If you like this kind of stuff, please feel free to let me know down in the comments below. I also have a Twitch and Discord server. I think that you would enjoy joining both of those. They are a lot of fun. I do a lot of cool stuff with the community, so yeah, if you want to join the Mario Kart Wii community, link down below. But yeah, just Mario Kart Midnight is just amazing, and I would recommend giving it a shot because, ooh, it's beautiful, and I love it so much. Hope you guys have a good one, and I'm going to go and take a nap now. Stay hydrated. Peace out, guys. Bye.